Okay, pause YouTube, 6 Foot Hacks here. Have for you guys today, type of video I actually haven't done in a while, but the main reason I wanted to do it this time was because I don't think something of this caliber has actually happened yet in Sun and Moon. Like, yeah, we've had like some big major, or not like really major things, but like we've had some big or more or less tier changes happen before, but like, as I said, nothing like I think on this caliber of just how much one tier specifically was just so dramatically affected. I'm gonna leave a link to this post down in the description for you guys to go check out. So I would really love to hear your guys' thoughts on the tier changes that happened as well. Like, what do you guys think about it? What do you think may be absolutely crazy in whatever tier it dropped to? Obviously, if you check on your screen right now, you guys can see exactly what happened, but I'm gonna be like quickly talking about like all the changes and stuff and what I personally think about them. So if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to show off your support, hammer arm that like button down below. And I think with that being said, we can just kind of go ahead and dive right into this. So before any of you guys comment saying, oh well, Leo, this happened and that happened, yes, I know that Hoopa Unbound unfortunately got banned, quick banned from UU. I was so excited to try Hoopa U out in some Wi-Fi battles actually, but unfortunately I'm recording this the night before, and this should be going up tomorrow on Tuesday as the first upload, because I'll have a Wi-Fi battle up later today as well. But it's kind of crazy in my opinion though that they just quick banned it, but at the same time it's kind of honestly understandable. Like, nothing really can safely check Hoopa U in the tier. Yeah, it's a little bit slow, but its wall breaking potential is just absolutely absurd, man. It can be physical, it can be special, it could even run a mix set like choice band, choice spec, Z move, even potentially on trick room possibly. Like, that's even kind of crazy to just think about. Also, Mega Gallade and Mega Heracross are going to be suspect tested in UU. I'm guessing that suspect test is going to happen when the tier gets updated. So let me know if you guys think those two are going to stay in the tier. Personally, I kind of agree with the suspect test. Like, I can definitely see why Mega Gallade and Mega Heracross would be suspected. Mega Heracross is kind of in the same boat as Hoopa, although with Mega Heracross, it's only primarily a physical attacker, but even then it has an absurdly high physical attack stat, and again can also be run in trick room and just break so many teams honestly. And then Mega Gallade with the speed buff, I think just has made it so much better. I'm pretty positive that Mega Latios and Mega Gallade only recently dropped down to the UU tier because they came out like mid month, and like the halfway of the month basically, so they really didn't get enough usage stats to be able to allow them to stay in the UU tier, I mean the OU tier, so that's probably why they dropped, but they will be suspected. I'll also leave a link to that thread and the next thread I'm going to mention here. Zygarde 10% actually as well is going to be suspect tested in the RU tier, and then Mega Absol just got straight banned from RU if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'll leave a link to both of those threads as well as a link to this thread right here that shows exactly like everything that dropped or rose up. So as you guys can see, I have all the megas right now highlighted. This is kind of the first thing I wanted to touch on. So of course we know Mega Absol is not in the RU tier anymore. Mega Gallade and Mega Heracross are going to be a suspect tested, so we can kind of rule those out. In UU right now though, Mega Latios, that is actually something I am surprised was not kind of in the same boat as Mega Gallade and Mega Heracross. I really think Mega Latios has a lot of potential to be absolutely absurd in UU. I can honestly see Mega Latios probably being run instead of Latios. Plus now, instead of just having to prepare for regular Latios, you have to now prep for Mega Latios, which is going to make T-building a little bit more annoying. Mega Ampharos in UU, I don't really think it's gonna affect the tier that much. Like, I can definitely see Mega Ampharos being UU, even possibly dropping to RU, honestly. Mega Gardevoir staying in UU as well sounds really awesome in my opinion. That's another like very solid wall breaker and just a good offensive psychic slash fairy type. Mega Altaria in UU in my opinion, has some room to be potentially broken. But along with Mega Gardevoir, Mega Altaria is pretty easily checked by Scizor, which Scizor I think is like one of the top 5 most used Pokemon in UU. I think we can actually check right here. Yeah, actually no, correction. Scizor is the #1 most used UU Pokemon. Like I was leaning more towards the top 3, but I said top 5 just to be a little bit safe. But no, you can definitely tell right here that it's literally the #1 used Pokemon in UU, which is kind of crazy. So I could see Mega Latios and Mega Altaria, Mega Gardevoir kind of sticking around just because of how dominant Scizor is. Also, Terrakion really isn't used that much as well because of how good Scizor really is in the UU tier. Next up, we have Mega Abomasnow dropping down to RU. I can definitely see that being RU. Mega Bayonet's garbage. I'm not worried about that. I think I don't know if I touched on Mega Manectric, but Mega Manectric and UU actually sounds really fun. That makes a very scary Volt Turn core with a regular Scizor. So I can definitely see some teams running around with like Hydreigon, Scizor, and Mega Manectric, just because you have a Scarfer and Hydreigon, which is a good revenge killer, a very fast Intimidate Mon in the form of Mega Manectric, and then you have Scizor that can just be like bulky SD, offensive SD, or a just defensive set in general, check some things. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Mega Camerupt dropping down to RU makes a lot of sense. Honestly, Mega Camerupt is really not that good in the UU tier, mainly just because Mega Camerupt is so stupidly slow. So I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Mega Camerupt drops down to NU, if anything. I don't know if it'll stay NU, because if I'm not mistaken, when it was NU in previous gens, it actually got suspect tested and banned up to RU, so I could kind of see that happening. And then Mega Audino dropping down to NU is something that I am personally excited about, because this means that NU finally has a Mega. Sorry, I just drew a blank. And I was a big fan of offensive Calm Mind Mega Audino last generation, so I really do want to try that out. So let's take a look at all the recent new additions that UU got. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 new Pokemon, minus the 2 Megas that are being suspected and Hoopa. That's 11 new Pokemon that UU has just acquired. So of course, Mega Gardevoir we went over. Jirachi though, I remember at the beginning of Sun and Moon, Jirachi was UU. Then it got used enough in OU to where it obviously couldn't be UU because of usage, and now it's recently dropped back down to UU. I think Jirachi is going to have some competition with Scizor for a Steel type on your team, mainly because obviously Scizor being a Steel type, you're not going to want to double up on too many of the same weaknesses. Although Jirachi does different things than Scizor. Jirachi can be a great Scarfer. I know Scarf Jirachi was a very dominant set. Like you have Scarfed Iron Heads, or even Scarfed Heart Stamps. Is it Heart Stamp? I want to say it's Heart Stamp. And then Scarf Zen Headbutts as well. Good fast U-turner and just general good revenge killer. Jirachi also gets access to Wish and Healing Wish as well. I could see Jirachi definitely fitting on some stall teams in UU as well, just because again it's just a very good bulky Steel type that not only provides so much team support, but it could be a sweeper, it could be a revenge killer as well, and it can also just cripple things because of being able to trick off a Choice Scarf, or I guess like a Choice Band or something along those lines. But I'm a little bit iffy honestly if Jirachi is gonna stay in UU. Like I want to lean more towards that it will stay UU, but we'll just have to see how the metagame changes and if whether or not Jirachi will be used more in OU. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. Nilago may possibly be in the same boat as a Buzzwole and Circuitries, where people are going to use it, maybe not expect it to be that good, but then realize, oh man, this thing is absolutely broken or absolutely absurd. I guess the only real downside of Nilago, as opposed to Circuitries and Buzzwole, is that it's not stupidly weak to a Bullet Punch from Scizor. And Nilago really can't do too much to Latios either. If I'm not mistaken, Nilago does not have any type of boosting moves, although yes, Beast Boost could be really good for like a late game sweeping Choice Scarf set, because if I'm not mistaken, you would be able to get the special attack boost, and then you still have the +1 in your speed. If not, then you'll just keep increasing your speed and be able to outspeed basically everything. I guess the one huge benefit of Nilago is that not only does it get access to Toxic Spikes, which could be really dominant in UU if your opponent doesn't have a poison type that is touching the ground, but it can also have access to Stealth Rocks, which is single-handedly the best move in the game. So I can kind of see Nilago having some niche sets in UU, but for the most part, I don't really think it's going to be suspected, although I could be completely wrong. These are just my personal opinions. Mantine moving up to UU, I can definitely see that. Mantine is a very solid UU Pokemon as well. It was also a beast in the RU tier, but mostly in UU, being able to check some of the Megas and being able to also switch into one of the most threatening Pokemon in the tier, being Specs Primarina. I might just add that that thing should probably be suspected, although Nilago now gives you a way to be able to check Primarina, because you can just switch it in after something gets KO'd, 4-star Primarina, and then potentially get your Beast Boost going, and then possibly sweep with Nilago. So maybe that's something we'll see. A Mega Gallade, of course, being suspected. Mega Ampharos, as I said, I could definitely see it fitting in the UU tier, although I don't really think it's going to be entirely game-changing. Mega Latios, I really don't see this staying in UU again. Like this, I honestly think is going to be suspected at some point. Mega Heracross will be suspected. Mega Altaria, kind of in the same boat as the Mega Gardevoir, where it just kind of gets beat down by Scizor. So I could kind of see Altaria maybe staying in UU. If not, then anything, it will definitely get a suspect test. Smeargle dropping down to UU is kind of cool, because now we have forms of a good Suicide lead, which could possibly make Hyper Offense a little bit better in the UU tier. Also, Sticky Webs could be a little bit more dominant along with Smeargle, because it has access to literally every move, like being able to bounce back taunt, so then you stop your opponent from being able to taunt you, and then from there you just get up your hazards. The only real thing that would stop that is a Magic Bounce user, which I think is only Espeon, but I think Espeon is RU if I'm not mistaken. So well, Mega Absol too is UU, so you could run that as well possibly. And then Mega Main, we touched on that. Camerupt, we touched on that. Hoop on Bound, obviously just quick banned from UU for good reason. And then this one right here, this is the one that I could show you guys message proof of me saying this is gonna drop to UU, and that is Rotom Wash. And this is actually something I'm personally really excited for, because Rotom Wash brings back the old Volt Turn core of itself and Scizor, which is really insane, man. Like 7th gen UU is looking more and more like the previous gen OU, which is kind of exciting, a little bit scary as well, because I think UU honestly got flipped upside down with these 11 new additions, possibly up to 13 new additions if the 2 megas that are being suspect tested stay in UU, which is going to make things even crazier. Although I guess Rotom Wash does have competition with Manectric as a good Volt Switch Mon, but then again, Rotom and Manectric do 2 different things, which means they fulfill 2 different roles. Rotom is just a good bulky pivot Mon, while Manectric is a good fast revenge killer, which can also kind of pseudo switch into moves because of Intimidate, but for the most part, a hard-hitting stab move is going to be doing a lot of damage to a Mega Manectric, as where Rotom could possibly just shake it off, and then you'll just be able to Volt Switch, you can Hydro Pump, you can Will-O-Wisp, you can Pain Split, Resto Chesto could be a thing as well, Choice Scarf Rotom could even be a thing, you just never know, with Trick as well. And then I honestly think that there's going to be a good amount of teams with Rotom Wash and Scizor now, like Choice Band and Scizor could make a comeback along with along with being paired up with bulky Rotom Wash. So that's actually really awesome. So let's take a look at some of the other mons that drop here. Let's take a look at RU. So RU got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 mons as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, I count 14 on here, but it says 15 up here. Okay. Oh, that's why. See, that's why. So yeah, RU also got a bunch of Pokemon. Machamp actually did not move down from UU, but I'm actually really happy to see Machamp gone from the NU tier. For the longest time, people were saying that Machamp was absolutely absurd in NU, although it was overshadowed by things like a Spexceptile, a Slowbro even, and even Specs Rotile Mo in the NU tier is crazy, as well as Meloetta recently being banned. But I can definitely see Machamp being a monster in RU, especially because of the Guts boost. Mega Bayonet, I really don't think Mega Bayonet's gonna be all that good in RU. Personally, I've never really used Mega Bayonet, so there's not too much I can say. So I'm not really too sure. Then Moltres moving up from BL3 to RU, so that's not really a new addition. Tornadus moving down from UU to RU, although, is actually really cool because Tornadus gives RU a priority rain setter and a priority tailwind Mon that I'm pretty sure they never had. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. RU is actually the one tier I know the least about, so if I get anything wrong, by all means feel free to correct me in the comment section below. But Tornadus could be a very good addition to rain teams and just like hyper offensive teams in general, with priority taunt, priority tailwind as well. Then it can also run a Resto Chesto bulk up set, which could be absolutely terrifying to deal with. So I can maybe see this being suspected in the future, but right now I definitely think it's a good fit in the RU tier. Drapion moving from NU to RU is not a real new addition. I actually did not know Drapion was used in RU enough for it to move up. And then Mega Bombsnow jumping from UU to RU is actually really cool because if I'm not mistaken, Mega Bombsnow was RU for a while last generation, or it did eventually drop down to RU. So hoping to see this kind of running rampant in the RU tier, because although I said it's a tier I know the least about, it's still definitely a tier I want to learn more about. Decidueye dropping down from UU to RU is actually really cool because now Decidueye may actually get used a little bit more. Obviously, Mons in RU are a little bit weaker than Mons in UU, so maybe Decidueye has finally found its spot in a proper tier where it can shine. Swords Dance could be really good. Nasty Plot even could be a good set. Just a bulky set in general could also be really nice. Still gets access to moves like Spirit Shackle to trap your opponent, and then you can take advantage of that. You can then U-turn as well. You can default, you can roost, and you can still do typically everything that you could have done with Decidueye in RU that you could have done in UU, but possibly a little bit better. So maybe Decidueye will be a really good RU Mon. Meloetta obviously recently suspected in NU, moving up to RU, not a real new addition. Mega Absol will be unfortunately quick banned from the RU tier. Quagsire moving up from NU to RU, again not a real new addition. Mega Camerupt of course in the RU tier. I think it fits very well. I wouldn't mind seeing Mega Camerupt drop down to NU though, so I can use it in NU a couple times, but I'm hoping that Mega Camera will put in a lot of work in the RU tier. And then of course Nidoqueen, this was actually the one I was a little bit surprised about, because Nidoqueen originally started off in RU, then moved up to UU, but obviously it didn't get used enough, so it dropped back down to RU. And if memory serves me correctly, Nidoqueen was an absolute monster in the RU tier, so I can definitely see Nidoqueen coming back to dominance in RU and just being that good, bulky, not only stealth rock setter, but bulky, hard-hitting Mon as well, because this thing hits extremely powerful with a sheer force life force boosted offensive move, whether it be one of its coverage moves and Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, or Fire Blast. It gets great dual stab with Earth Power and Sludge Wave of course, so I definitely see Nidoqueen being on top of the RU tier once more. Then Serena dropping down from UU to RU is not a real surprise to me. I never really saw Serena in UU. I saw it a few times, but not enough to warrant it being UU. Honestly, I heard a lot of talk of Serena really just being mediocre in UU in general, so hopefully in RU, much like Decidueye, it will find its spot. If not, then I definitely think it could be a great NU Pokemon if it really drops down that low. And then of course Zygarde 10% will be suspect tested. So I don't think NU really got too many additions. Frostlass though, Frostlass in NU in my opinion is actually really awesome. I got really excited when I saw this, because with Frostlass being in NU, this makes hyper offense in NU just so much better, man. Frostlass in the NU tier has such a good speed stat and a good speed roll in general, being able to just lead, guarantee at least one layer of spikes, also potentially stopping your opponent from getting up their hazards. Not only that, it then gets access to Destiny Bond, which yes, it now fails if you use it back to back, but it also just forces your opponent to play with those mind games on whether or not you're gonna go for Destiny Bond, or you're gonna get up a second layer of spikes, or possibly even a third layer of spikes. So that's really awesome. I'm hoping that Frostlass stays in the NU tier, because I definitely want to try it out in a couple battles and some Wi-Fi and some Showdown lives as well. And then of course we already touched on Omega Audino. And then finally off, the newest additions to the OU tier. We have Kingdra moving up from BL3 to OU, which is actually kind of cool. Rain teams have definitely become a whole lot better thanks to just how good Pelipper really is, being able to not only be a rain setter, but a rain setter that has access to momentum, as well as being able to support your team with defog, which is really cool. Hawlucha moving up from UU to OU is actually pretty interesting to me though, although I guess there have been a couple teams with what's it called? Electric Seed, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's like Electric Seed Hawlucha, which paired up with Tapu Koko automatically activates its Unburden, making it an absolutely deadly late game sweeper. So that's really cool. Manaphy, of course, for those of you who may not know, last tier shift dropped down to UU, but got quick banned to BL, and now is being used again back in OU. So that's kind of cool. Manaphy, personally, I'm not a big fan of it, but I definitely think it would have been way too good for the UU tier. Then Dragonite from BL to OU makes a lot of sense. I still find it a little bit crazy that Dragonite was even UU for a while, and I did call it last generation near the end of Gen 6. I said that there's a good chance that Dragonite could drop down to UU, and it did, and then got banned. Or did it get banned, or did it get moved up? I'm not really too sure, but it's nice to know that Dragonite is back in OU. It's where it's always been up until 7 gen. It's literally been OU every single gen until 7 gen, and now it's back there. And then Alolan Ninetales moving up from UU to OU is actually kind of interesting to me, although there has been an increase of what's it called, Auroraville teams in OU, so that's really nice. UU losing Auroraville is actually really good as well, because I personally hate playing Auroraville, and I would much rather only have to worry about it in the OU tier as opposed to possibly worrying about it in UU. Although I guess at the same time, Auroraville can be run in the NU tier because of Auroras and Alolan Sandslash. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. So yeah, those are all my thoughts and opinions of these tier changes. I didn't expect this to be 22 minutes long, but if you guys did watch this entire thing, thank you so much. Let me know again what you guys think about all these tier changes. Let me know what you think is going to stay, what you think is going to be broken, what you think may suck in the tier. I would really love to hear your guys' thoughts on everything in the comment section below, so please let me know. And with that being said, I will see you all later today with a Wi-Fi battle. So later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.